map between these two teams. Should be getting live into it right now. In fact, this should be the live pistol round. Very excited to see that for sure. This is just going to be a really interesting second map between LDLC and Sprout. Considering LDLC actually came out on top over Sprout on their own map pick. Definitely an interesting one for sure. As Alex once again does have that utility instead of armor. That's what you do if you're the IGL. These sacrifices must be made. Not too pretty of a sight for sure. If you're on that CT team. However, if they're able to win this pistol, they could be putting themselves in good hands for map number 2 for sure. Just going to have to be a very slow round from LDLC. Alex even still has his utility. He can use it to execute out towards the A bomb site at any point in time, mind you. Very excited to see how this plays out. As Percy is able to get that first kill onto Alex, it's just down to the 4v5, making a 4v4 though. These terrorists, well, this is their map pick, and it's one of their best maps for sure for that French team. So of course, they're just gonna absolutely destroy it on the execution once it finally comes to that point. As LDLC now with 1 round up. I mean, Sprout definitely still have a very good chance to get into this, but I'm not too sure about half number 1. Keep in mind, they're on that CT side, and LDLC playing on T does mean that they can really set the tone with their own strategies and whatnot. So I'd say it's really about who wins the first full gun round, which will really set the tone for the entire second map. We almost saw NATO just get killed by the actual grenade of the Molotov. Something that you hardly ever see. Something that's absolutely hilarious to watch and cast. It's just going to be Sikrone finding that first kill onto Amanek. So now, able to find himself a frag as well. It's all down to Speedy now, and only Amanek will die over on the LDLC side, at least for now. I mean, it is Speedy. He's able to get 1 kill, make it a second possibly, but he ran out of bullets. He's still able to walk away with his life, but now Alex is closing in from the other side with his Galil. This is not a pretty sight for Speedy. He could still honestly win this, but Alex with 8 HP will come up victorious in that gunfight. 2 players extremely low over on LDLC there. They just didn't really stand a chance, but it did work out in the end. This is just going to be the full save from Sprout. It's something that you expect to see in the 3rd round after losing the pistol. It's the execution towards that A site should be no big deal at all. It is just going to be a stack with those pistols though. Over towards Old Bomb. That is probably something that you're very surprised to see if you're a terrorist. But luckily, every single T is able to survive. The only one that didn't get a kill there was Alex, and I doubt he's bitter at all about it. This is just going to be an absolute murder house. As LDLC currently have those first 3 rounds. Here comes the first buy. We even have NATO rocking that AWP. The FAMAS in the hands of Speedy, as well as those 3 M4s. It's not going to be too difficult to say that, well, Sprout definitely have a chance to win this round. And if they don't, LDLC have the chance to take full control of this first half, which is definitely not something that Sprout won, already down by 1 map. I'd say that Sprout desperately need to win either this round or the next full buy round. Speedy is able to kill Logan on the defense there, stopping that push from coming through. Devo Duvek, he's trying to push his way as far back as humanly possible, get as many kills as he can. But now it's all down to Cyclone and NATO, two players that can absolutely make a 2v4 work for them. Of course, it's difficult, but possible for these two players. But as Cyclone is dropped, it's all down to NATO, who's just going to fall back to save that AWP. But here's where it's interesting. Amanek, he was calling it. He knew that a rotation was going to come out from one of these players. So he actually rotated himself long before NATO fell out of the bomb site. So he is in position to get that kill, to rip the op out of the hands of NATO. Give it to Twinol. And now LDLC up by 4 rounds. Could be making it a 5th very easily. It's going to be maximum loss bonus after this. So Sprout, they're probably going to be picking up their first round shortly. They just need to make this round as expensive as possible. But as Amanek already has 2 kills of his own, one of those with a frag grenade, no less. It's all down to Cyclone now versus 3. If he's able to pick up a decent weapon, he can probably turn this into a 1v1, but not even able to get the shot out against Amanek. 5 rounds now for LDLC. I mean, Sprout still have a good chance in this. They're picking up the double op, which on that CT side on Train, that is a very impactful buy. It's kind of desperate at times, which I'd say at this point you are desperate if you're Sprout. On this second map, you're already down by 5, haven't been able to pick up a single round. I mean, some people call a 5-point lead a dominant lead. And I definitely say that is the case here. So making those double ops work is very important for Dennis and NATO. 2 players that have proven that they can make those weapons work very, very well. Time and time again, they have made those weapons work. As Alex has found himself now in position in upper. He could find this first kill as, well, now these terrorists know where those players are playing in the back of sight. What they don't know, however, is that Amanek, he's pushed all the way back. That could be absolutely deadly. These terrorists, their post-plant positions, they're so interesting, and I don't know if they're more impactful than what you traditionally see, which is, say, a player stay in brown halls and just wait for that bomb to be tapped to peek out upper and get the kill. I'm not quite sure which is quote-unquote better, but what these LDLC players do definitely catches these Sprout players off guard. Well, it is just going to be the bomb being defused by NATO. I believe he has more than enough time for this. Okay, he does. He doesn't have more than enough time. I was wrong on that. So now 5-1. Sprout definitely proving that they can make this work hardcore. That double op. It's still a possibility, but look at that money over on LDLC. I honestly wasn't even thinking about that going into this round. This is just going to be an absolutely brutal match. In this second map, I assume it's going to be a nail biter. With the 4-round lead is LDLC once again buying. Twino gets that AWP in his hands. Maybe he'll be able to get a couple more kills in this round, but the double op once again over on Sprout as well. It's going to be a difficult one for sure. I mean, honestly, it was kind of, I believe it was Speedy actually getting that first kill on one of the very far pushed LDLC players, which actually resulted in these players actually finding themselves in pretty good positions. If you are, in fact, on that Sprout side, LDLC, they can afford to lose this round as well, but Sprout definitely cannot, as well their money's gone on 3 of the players. I mean, you have 2 hanging out around 1,200, so they'll have around possibly 3K. It's just going to be Twino finding that first kill onto Dennis. That's one of the 2 AWPs already removed from the server in this round. Definitely something that you want to see. It's very dangerous for these players over on that CT side. Well, now LDLC have the man advantage. They have to close in on that still, which is something that they really struggled to do in these kind of slower rounds over on Nuke, but it's a new map, it's a new life now for these LDLC players. As NATO is still holding on to that B site player that can definitely get the frags required to not only even out, but maybe even take a lead for that CT side. So he's able to find Devo Duvek. Speedy finds Logan as well. Look at that absolute murder house. As the bomb still gets planted, but Percy's going to be able to find that kill. Luckily for these Sprout players, they hold on to their most expensive weapons. Excuse me. What is going on with my mouth this morning?
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
That is just going to be Sprout finding yet another round for themselves. 2-5 as LDLC. They're still up by 3. They still have plenty of money to buy, which is kind of strange considering they only won 5 rounds in a row. Looking at that, they're still going to have enough to buy in round number 9 as well. After full buy, it's getting kind of overwhelming, I'd say. Well, Logan able to get 2 kills for himself. It's down to the 3 versus 4. Again, these players on LDLC not the best at closing in on these man advantages. This is a faster paced round, so Devo Duvek, he's going to be able to absolutely remove the skull from NATO. Was a haircut needed? The world will never know. That secondary op is going to be a little more impactful as Dennis is able to find 1 kill with that, but now he's left alone. The 1 versus 3. He finds the first kill and that bomb's already planted. So all these terrorists have to do now is just not peek that op unless it's absolutely necessary. Ooh, okay. That Molotov could have done a lot more damage than it actually did. Now Amanek is in position where he's just going to peek out, get the kill. He knows that that weapon isn't ready to fire yet. You have like something like a 1-second window to use that AWP. Like when you pull the weapon out to when you can fire. Isn't that what it is? I know that's what makes things like op aces so incredible. Is that you can't just fire the weapon the second you're done throwing a nade. So Dennis was in a very, very awkward position there. There were 2 low players, so maybe if he had a better rifle, it would have been more impactful. And here's Speedy, once again, doing what Speedy does with that Zeus. If he's able to get a kill, he'll get a free weapon. It's a cheap one-shot weapon as well. So not really a faulty investment, especially in a round like this. But as Logan and Amanek have both already found frags, it's actually just going to be NATO. Still standing in that T-main. Oh no. That's Twino. Maybe the first player going into that. Oh no, into the gunfire of NATO. That would be absolutely devastating. But luckily for Twino, he does not lose that AWP to honestly one of the best oppers in Denmark. One of. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Speedy.
Bomb has been planted.
He pushed up that ladder. They know exactly where he is. They should have heard the cues from him burning alive. This is just going to be an absolute murder house now. Well, these players on Sprout did have to save here, so it's a 7th round for LDLC. They're going to be once again up by 5. Speedy still has that Zeus that he can hold on to, but they're going to be able to at least force in this round if they choose. Maybe upgraded pistols. They don't have good economy at all right now. You have Sacrone, who's under 3K, but you have 3 players that could honestly probably put together a decent buy. the team economy is not there yet, so they are just going to pick up a couple of upgraded pistols, try to even out the economy a little bit. Speedy still just rocking that USP. No Zeus in his hands this time. There goes Alex being able to find that first kill onto Percy. Almanac onto NATO as well. Not really a position you want to be in if you are these counter-terrorists, but this is going to be LDLC finding 8 points, halfway to winning the map and the entire best of 3. Sprout, of course, they do have those 2 rounds, but they need to find at least 3 more in this half. You need at least 5 rounds on your CT side. Because then you're on that T side, you can set the pace. You can call the shots on what goes on. Really, on paper, Counter-Strike should be a T-sided game through and through, but it's, of course, a lot more difficult than that, thanks to excellent map design, weapon balancing, things like that. Say this game had weapons that were balanced, like Call of Duty. This would 100% be the most T-sided game in the world. There goes NATO, being able to get 1 kill off onto Logan, but Speedy gets dropped as well. And, well, no, he's going to have major success as well. 3v4. This is a very important round for Sprout as well. There goes Dennis, able to find the kill onto Devo Duvek, which does make things nice and even. There falls Twino as well. You're gonna need to just hold your position, Almanac, up in those brown halls, but he's actually gonna peek out. A little risky, but he's not punished for it in the long run. You just need to guarantee that this bomb will in fact go off. That's all Almanac's doing right now. You do have Sacrone just sticking it, and, well, Almanac's gonna make sure that doesn't happen. 3 kills for him. In fact, he's even able to hold on to that AWP for Twino. Almanac's on 16 grand now. Sprout are in a very dire position. As, well, they need to win these rounds, but there's literally no way they can force LDLC to save. This is not a pretty picture for sure. Percy is able to get that first kill onto Almanac. With Dennis as well finding a couple of frags. This is not a round that I expected from Sprout, but they desperately need it. They need these next couple of rounds as well. Because, like I said, they need at least 5 rounds to make this work. Now it's all down to Alex. Dennis with the 4K CZ. He makes it work. Picks up an AWP for, well, NATO. So the secondary opper could be able to pick up an AWP for himself, but no, he opts to actually buy utility instead. The more practical buy, as we do in fact see these players on LDLC still have quite a bit of money after having to full buy once again. That full reset coming through as well. This is a very strange best of 3 coming through already, considering NATO, he gets burnt alive by Alex. That op is not going to see any action, but Sacrone is actually able to trade. Speedy playing on the bomb side as well, could be finding some great damage. Logan's just going to have a deep run into the site with the bomb. That's going to be very unfortunate. It's down to a 2v2, but I'd say these terrorists have to win these gunfights now. When will they realize that that bomb is down right next to the bomb train on that B site? We don't have an op to worry about over on that CT side, but Twino, he's only able to get 1 kill, but that 1 kill was necessary. It's actually Almanac that evens things out. Once again, a reset onto Sprout. They're going to have a little bit more money because the round that they won was actually an eco round, so they're going to be able to buy pretty decently here in round number 14. Which actually means that for the final round of the half, if they're not able to win this round right here, LDLC are going to have no hard time picking up their 11th and 12th rounds. It's all about the positioning here, and luckily for Sprout, it's kind of a slower play from these French players. I mean, you want them to play slow. They make more mistakes on their slow plays on that LDLC side. Because, I mean, NATO, he got 1 kill for free, and honestly could have gotten that second if Twino didn't pull out that CZ and hit that shot. But now down to a 3v3. The aggression coming out from Sprout could actually work greatly. As Alex is trying to push into Ivy. It's actually going to be Twino making sure that a flank doesn't come through. But Speedy, he's in a very good position. This is an absolute nail-biter of a round because this one CZ is going to be able to get a kill onto Alex for free. Is he going to be able to recover the upgraded weapon, though? That's the question. It is actually Twino going over towards that B site. He almost got caught with his pants down. So the flash does, in fact, come through. Ooh, if you drop down ladder right now, you are putting yourself in a good position. Devo Duvek only able to get 1 of those kills, but the full rotation is done. Twino, he's going to find his way out of ladder. Hopefully get this kill onto Speedy. But no, he's just going to wait inside of the Z connector. And honestly, a really great play from Speedy there. He waited until he had the prime moment to rip that op out of the hands of his opponent. And honestly, this kind of back and forth resetting has been very expensive for LDLC, but somehow they're still going to muster up a pretty good buy in this final round. You have to keep in mind, though, even though this is an okay buy, you don't have nearly as much utility as you would hope to have on a full execution to a bomb site. It does look like right now it's just control of Ivy that you want over on that side. Going to be absolutely insane. As these players on Sprout, I mean, 4 to 10 doesn't look good, but it's definitely a strong possibility for these players on Sprout to still have a good chance in this map, especially after Dennis kills Alex, just executes him. Percy finds a frag as well, and so it's a 2-man advantage now for the CTs. If they win this 10-5, win the next pistol, they're coming out strong. Dennis, once again, 3 kills already on the board for him. He's looking for 4, and he's not going to find it as Amanek finds 2 for himself. He needs the ace in full, but he peeks with the smoke, and NATO, it just doesn't work against him. It's just going to be a 5th round for Sprout. Pretty good from LDLC for sure, as they end the half up by 5 rounds. This is a good matchup for sure. It was much closer headed into half number 2 of map 1. Sprout, they still have a strong chance if they're able to win this pistol round. I mean, it's needed. Sure. It is just going to be Devo Duvek getting that first kill off onto Dennis, but this bomb site, it's already been taken under terrorist control. In fact, that bomb getting planted, very important for Sprout. Whether or not they're able to win this round, you need that bomb plant. At least they have been able to guarantee that for themselves. It's down to a 4v3. Logan kills Speedy, Percy dies as well, and well, Almanac gets the final frag onto Sacrone. This is going to be an 11th round for LDLC. And then Sprout, if they just save in the next, they should be able to buy. With only LDLC having 12 rounds on the board, they're going to be down by 7 rounds. That's definitely still a possibility for them. LDLC are now in a position where they only need 5 rounds to make this work for them. This is not a pretty sight. Sprout, they have made these pistol rounds work for them where it doesn't seem possible. Not quite on a full save. they're able to win this, I'll be absolutely astonished. It's not going to be too incredibly pretty. But as Devo Duvak is only able to get a couple of kills on the defense there, this is actually more expensive than you'd expect over on that LDLC side. Because Sprout, they've been able to actually pick up 2 kills with a full save. There was no money invested into that round, and they did at least a little bit of economic damage. Here come the AK-47s. LDLC know it. If they win this round, Sprout are pretty much screwed. So, this T side desperately needs this round right here. Just going to be a very important round, coming off to a good start for LDLC, being able to get that kill off onto Percy, but Sacrone on the entry, able to find Alex. There falls Twino as well. This is a good round for Sprout. They need this round as well, so you really need to expect this. Amanek, I don't know how many frag grenade kills he's gotten in this map so far. Is there a way to check that on HLTV? I'll check it on HLTV. Why not? This is not a pretty sight for sure. It does seem as if these counter-terrorists are putting themselves in an okay position to do as much damage economically as possible, but it's actually going to be Dennis finding 3 kills with that AWP to finish things off. This is dangerous now. 6 rounds for Sprout, 12 for LDLC. They're still up by 6, but you see the double op being picked up. Oh, we're seeing Twino. We're seeing Amanek. I'm excited to see that secondary AWP be put into use, because we actually didn't see it once over on Nuke. This is a very, very important round. This is kind of an interesting buy from LDLC. They have those 2 pistols, the MP9 and 2 ops. Not really the prettiest of buys, but I mean, when you get full reset, you force. That's just typically what's done. That bomb is already in the hands of the CTs, though. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. This is not a position you want to be in if you're Sprout. But luckily, they're still able to flash their way into the site. There goes Devo Duvak, able to kill Speedy. Again, Percy able to spray through the wall, getting that kill. 3v3 now. Not the prettiest. It's at least gonna be dangerous. Yeah, Amanek's already gotten 2 kills with frag grenades in this map. Amanek, once again, that secondary AWP coming alive. Get a kill of its own, and there falls Twino. This is dangerous, but Logan, he picks up the bomb. Well, he doesn't pick it up. He knows where it is. Makes the call that Dennis has retrieved it. This is going to be incredibly difficult now for this terrorist, as Amanek does get the kill. A 13th round for LDLC. Luckily, though, for Dennis, he was still able to get the loss bonus. But now Sprout. It's not pretty. It's a full reset onto them. Absolutely devastating for Sprout as they are down by 7 rounds once again. Hit with a full reset, so you're going to see 2 players pick up AK-47s. It's a hero AK, times 2. Good place to be in. You also have to keep in mind that Amanek's won 2 1 versus X's in this second map here. It's the only player to actually win a 1 versus X. Sacrone does get that kill onto Devo Duvak. Good start to the round for these terrorists if they want to make this a possibility, because, I mean, they do have those 2 AK-47s, so it is a strong possibility. Especially now that it's a one-man advantage for the terrorists. They can make this work. There goes Omnek and Logan, both finding frags for their kills. And there falls NATO. It's all down to Speedy with that AK. Sacrone with his deagle, which already has a little bit of blood on its trigger, but it's not going to find an additional kill. Logan holding Pop Dog like an absolute champion. That is going to be an insane position to be in for LDLC. You're up by 8 rounds. The players on the opposing team, they're not going to be able to buy of any kind of meatiness for the rest of this map if LDLC keep it up. It's definitely a tricky couple of rounds here for Sprout. They desperately need to stop LDLC dead in their tracks here, as Dennis only able to get 1 kill with that MAC-10. It's going to be up to map and match point very quickly, but NATO, he has something to say about it. Able to get that kill onto Logan, recovering an M4 for himself. That bomb gets planted. It's all down to Omenek and Devo Duvek. The duo that recently came from an American team is just going to get sprayed down by Omenek. Now it's all down to NATO. He only has 5 health to his name, and the spray comes out. We're going to be seeing map and match point here for LDLC. Not quite able to find the bomb as it's directly under a body, but more than enough time.
Bomb has been defused.
That is absolutely insane. From Omenek. He's dropping 28 kills. 28 and 7. Logan, he has 23 of his own. But here's something absolutely insane. Dennis has 21, and his team is now down by 9 rounds. That is unprecedented, I'd say. He has, well, 9 more kills than the next highest on his team. But this is just an absolute murder house, and this is the game right here. There's only one more player over on that T side. That's Speedy. He has to make this work for his team in the 1v5. Sprout, it's GG. But there's always a little glimmer of hope. That bomb is still able to be recovered by that terrorist. He doesn't even have to get all of these kills. It's just about getting that bomb to explode. I'd say this is incredibly unlikely. Improbable, but not impossible. He has to be able to find his way onto this bomb site and make it work. Nice and slow. Pushes out now. Able to get the kill onto Omenek, but not Logan. He thought it would